Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to attempt to make a DIY sweatshirt dress. The other week I was at Target and I saw this dress and I was like, I can make that. Which I do say that about a lot of things that I absolutely cannot make. I just think it's ridiculous how expensive things cost because I'm a cheapskate, which I say all the time. I went to Joann's and I got these sweatshirts. I got a small and an extra large, and first thing I'm going to do is sew them together to make the sweatshirt dress part. And then I bought this tie-dye and I'm going to tie-dye it. I haven't decided yet, but I also got this fabric dye that's a taupe color, and I might soak the sweatshirts in this first so that it's kind of a taupe neutral color. It's not going to be identical to the sweatshirt dress from Target, obviously, but I thought, you know, it might be fun to just try to make it my own. So let's hope this works. I would watch the whole video before you attempt to do this because I have no idea if this is going to work. Let's get started with putting the sweatshirts together.
The first thing I did was take the small sweatshirt and put it up against myself, and I picked where I wanted to cut it off at. And now I'm just taking the ruler and making a straight line for where I want to cut it. I also decided that I wanted to save this bottom part. I like to save extra scraps just in case I come up with an idea of how I want to use it later. I then took the extra large sweatshirt and cut the bottom off of it. Again, I just measured it with my ruler and cut it off. I now have my 3 pieces and we're going to head over to the sewing machine. So I put my stitch on the widest straight stitch that I could find. Then I took the first piece. After putting the foot of the sewing machine down, we are not going to backstitch. You just start sewing. Go all the way around the sweatshirt. Make sure that at the beginning and the end you do not overlap, and make sure that the tails of the thread are significantly long. As you can see, I have 2 threads in the front and 2 threads in the back. They do not overlap each other. We're now going to take one of the threads and gently start tugging on it. As you can see, this cinches the fabric. Make sure to be super gentle as you're doing this process, because if it does snap, you'll have to pull the thread out, unstitch everything, and redo this whole process. So I just lightly tug on it as it cinches the fabric, and I'm just going to continue to do that all the way around. Now, looking back in retrospect, it would have been nicer if I would have used a stretchy type of thread, because then there would be some give. Unfortunately, with this dress, there is not a lot of give on the waist and near the butt where the fabric gathers. If you end up winning these in my giveaway, which I'm doing at the end of this video, you can always just cut it off to make a cropped sweatshirt if it doesn't fit you correctly, or you can give it to someone else. I really apologize for that. Next, we're just taking the second piece, which will be on the bottom, and we're doing the same thing. You just go all the way around with that long stitch. We're going to cinch it and make sure to be very careful to not break that thread. Forgot to mention this in the first place, but we're going to tie off those threads once we're finished cinching, just to keep the cinched part in place. You're going to want to turn the sweatshirt as well as those bottom pieces inside out as we pin everything together. And we're going to put the good side of the fabric, which is the outside, meaning the part that will show on the outside when you're wearing it, and we're going to sandwich them together. And we just pin. we're back over at the sewing machine again, and I'm turning the stitch to a tiny straight stitch. That way there is a tighter stitch keeping everything in place for when you wear it. Make sure to keep it inside out. You're gonna keep everything folded in half, and we're just going to straight stitch around the entire dress. This time you will back stitch so that those threads will stay in place. Now I'm just doing the same thing on the bottom one. We're flipping both of the pieces inside out. We're pinning them together with the front sides facing each other, and then we're sewing it. You can if you'd like to hem the bottom, but I just kept it a raw edge. Again, I really apologize if these instructions don't make much sense. I will really try to improve. When I'm sewing, I never use a pattern, and honestly, I don't really use a reference guide. I just kind of make things up in my head. Now I decided to try it on, and I really didn't like the back because it didn't cinch much. So I did go in after the fact and just kind of folded my fabric on top of it itself so that it made a gathering effect. Next, we're just going to tie-dye. I'm just doing a normal spiral, I guess you'd call it. We all know how tie-dye works. I decided that I wanted to try to keep it within like the pinks for the dress. Another thing that I made with the scrap fabric with that extra large top and then one of the bottoms of the sweatshirts, I just made a little cropped sweatshirt, and I'm also going to be giving that away. So I made sure to rubber band that all together and use the rest of the tie-dye for my sweatshirt. We moved over to the bathroom so that I could tie-dye everything, and it did stay in my bathtub, but I'm hoping that it will come out soon. I am giving these two pieces away, so make sure that you are subscribed. That is the first step. Also, make sure that you are following my Instagram. It is @PaigeHiggy. And then if you want additional entries, go to my post on Instagram and make sure to tag your friends. Each tag will be an additional entry. I will make sure to contact you if you win the giveaway, and don't be discouraged because there are many more giveaways to come. I love doing projects and I love sewing things, but I definitely don't want to keep all of them for myself. Of course, I did not make an outro. Still learning how all of this YouTube stuff works, so you can just look at these images of the final result. They did end up turning out a lot brighter than I initially thought they were going to be. Of course, it was just inspired by the Target dress. I hope you like the end result. Let me know what else you'd like to see, and thanks so much for watching. Bye!